doing, Bella?
Well, nothing, dear. Don't wake yourself.
What are you doing, Bella? Come here.
Wait for tea, my dear. Muffins for tea.
Muffins, eh?
Yes, the muffin man comes so seldom, I thought I might surprise you.
Why are you so apprehensive about it? I was not about to reproach you.
Oh, I know you weren't.
This fire is in ashes. Please ring the bell, Bella, dear.
Yes. Well, is it merely to put coal on? I can do that myself.
Now, we've had this out before. Please go and ring the bell.
Oh, but dear, Lizzie's out on the street. Oh, let me do it. I can do it so easily.
No. Where's the girl? Let the girl come up if Liz is out.
But dear...
Go on. Ring the bell. There's a good child. What do you suppose the servants are for, Bella? Go on. Answer me. What do you suppose the servants are for?
To serve us, I suppose, Jack. But
Precisely.
I thought we should consider them a little, that's all.
Consider them. You speak as if they are not considered at all. I happen to consider Elizabeth to 16 pounds per annum and the girl 10. That's 26 pounds a year, all told. And if that is not consideration of the most lively kind, I should like to know what is.
Yes, dear, I expect you're right.
I have no doubt of it. It's pure weak-mindedness to think otherwise. Now, what's the weather out there doing? Is it still pea soup fog out there?
Well, yes, it seems to be denser than ever. Shall you be going out of this, Jack, dear?
Oh, I expect so. Unless it gets much worse after tea. Come in.
Oh, I beg your pardon. I thought I heard the bell ring.
Yes, we rang the bell, Nancy. Go on. Tell her why we rang the bell.
Oh, yes, we'd like some coal on the fire, please, Nancy.
And you might as well light the gas too, Nancy. This darkness in the afternoons is getting beyond endurance.
Yes, sir.
Well, you're looking very smart and pretty this afternoon, Nancy. Do you know that?
I'm sure that I don't, sir.
What is it? Another broken heart added to your list?
I wasn't aware of breaking any hearts, sir.
I'm sure that's not true. And that complexion of yours, I'm sure that's not true either. What lotions have you been using to enhance your natural beauty?
I'm quite natural, sir, I assure you.
Well, won't you tell us your secrets? Perhaps you'll give us the name of your chemist, and you can pass it on to Mrs. Manningham to help banish her pallor. She would be most grateful. I have no doubt.
Well, I would be happy to, sir, I'm sure.
Or are women too jealous of their discoveries to pass them on to any rival?
I don't know, sir. Is there anything else that you want?
No, that'll be all, Nancy, except my tea.
I'll be in with it directly, sir.
Jack, how can you treat me like that?
But my dear, you were the mistress of the house. It was your place to tell her to put the coal on.
Oh, isn't that? It's humiliating me like that. As if I'd do anything to my face or ask for her assistance if I did.
You seem to view the servants as our natural equals, so I treated her as one. Besides, I was only trifling with her.
It's strange that you can't see how you hurt me. That girl laughs at me enough already.
Laughs at you. What makes you think that she laughs at you?
Oh, I know she does in secret. In fact, she does so openly, more openly every day.
My dear, if she does that, does not the fault lie within you?
Do you mean to say that I'm a laughable person?
Oh, I don't mean anything. It's you that read meaning into everything, Bella dear. I wish you weren't such a perfect little silly. Now come here and stop. I've just thought of something rather nice.
Something nice? What have you thought of?
I shan't tell you unless you come here.
What is it, Jack? What have you thought of?
I read the celebrated actor, Mr. McNaught, is going to be in London for another season.
Yes, I read it. What of it?
What of it? Well, what do you suppose?
Oh, Jack! Well, you wouldn't take me to see McNaughton, would you? Would you take me to see McNaughton?
My dear, I not only would take you to see McNaughton, I am going to take you to see McNaughton.
Oh, Jack, what heaven! What heaven!
Now, when would you like to go? You have 3 weeks according to this advertisement here.
Oh, what perfect heaven! Let me see, do let me see.
So you can see him in comedy or tragedy, whichever you prefer. So which would you like to see, the comedy or the tragedy?
Oh, it is so hard to say. It would be equally wonderful. Which would you choose if you were me?
Well, that depends now, doesn't it? On whether you want to laugh or whether you want to cry.
I want to laugh. But then I should like to cry, too. In fact, I should like to do both. What made you decide to take me, Jack?
Well, you've been very good lately, my dear, and I thought it would do well to take you out of yourself.
Oh, Jack, you've been so much kinder lately. Is it possible you're beginning to see my point of view?
I don't know that I ever differed from it, did I, Bella?
Oh, Jack, dear, it's true. It's true. All I need is to be taken out of myself a little. Some small changes. To have some attention from you. I'd be better, Jack. I'd really try to be better. Well, you know in what way. Only I could get out of myself a little more.
Well, what do you mean, my dear? Exactly better.
You know in what way, dear, about all that's happened lately. We said we wouldn't speak of it.
No, let's don't speak about that.
Oh, no, I don't want to. What I have to say is so important. I have been better, even in the last week. Haven't you noticed it? Why is it? Because you have stayed in and been kind to me. Oh, the other night, when you stayed in, we played cards together. It was like the old days. And I went to bed feeling a normal, happy, healthy human being. And the day after, when you read your book to me, Jack, and we sat by the fire, I feel all my love for you coming back then, Jack. I went to sleep like a child that night. All those ghastly dreads and terrible, terrible fears seemed to have vanished. And all because you had stayed in and given me your time and kept me from brooding on myself in this house all day and all night.
Well, I wonder if it is that. Or if your medication has begun to benefit you.
Oh, no, it's not my medicine. Well, I've taken my medicine religiously. Haven't I taken it religiously? Much as I detest it. No, it's more than medicine I want. It's medicine of a sweet, sane mind. Being interested in something. Don't you see what I mean?
Well, we are talking about some gloomy subjects, aren't we?
Yes, I don't want to be gloomy. Well, that's the last thing I want to be. I just want you to understand. Say you understand.
Well, don't I seem to? Haven't I just told you I'm taking you to the theater?
Oh, yes, you have. Oh, you made me so happy. So happy, dear.
Well, then what shall it be? The comedy or the tragedy? You must make up your mind.
What shall it be? What shall it be? Oh, it matters so little. Don't you understand, my husband? I'm being taken to the play. Come in. Oh, Nancy, I think we'll have it on the table today.
Oh, just as you wish, madam.
So, Nancy, tell me, if you were being taken to the play and you had to choose between comedy or tragedy, which would you choose?
Well, me, madam? I would choose comedy every time.
Oh, would you? And why would you choose comedy, Nancy?
Well, because I like to laugh, I suppose.
Do you? Well, I dare say you're right. I must bear it in mind. Mr. Manningham's taking me next week, you see.
Oh, yes? Well, I hope you have a lovely time. I'll be in with your muffins directly.
My dear, what are you doing?
Let her put that in her pipe and smoke it.
What has she done?
Oh, you don't know her. She tries to torment and score off me all day long. Well, you don't see these things. A man wouldn't. She thinks me a poor soul. Now she can suffer the news that you're taking me to the theater.
My dear, I think you imagine things.
Oh, no, I don't. You've been too familiar with her. Well, come along to your tea now. You sit one side, and I the other like two children in the nursery.
You seem wonderfully pleased with yourself, Bella. I must take you to the theater more often if this is the result.
Oh, Jack, I wish you could.
I don't see why we shouldn't. I used to like nothing so much as when I was a boy. In fact, you could scarcely believe it, but I even had ambition to be an actor myself at one time.
Oh, I can well believe it. Come along to your tea now.
You know, Bella, it must be some sensation to take part and lose yourself in the character of someone else. I flatter myself that I could have made an actor.
Oh, you were cut out for it. Anyone can see that.
No. Really? Do you think so? I always felt a faint tinge of regret. I suppose one would have required some training, but I believe I should have made it out, and perhaps made it to the top of the tree for all I know. To be or not to be, that is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles, and by opposing, end them.
Oh, you see how fine your voice is? Well, you have made a great mistake.
I wonder.
Then, if you had been a famous actor, I should have had a free seat to come and watch you every night for the rest of my life. And then call for you at the stage door afterwards. Wouldn't that have been paradise?
Well, paradise for which you would soon tire, my dear. I'm sure that after a few nights you'd be staying home, just as you do now.
Oh, no, I wouldn't. I should have to keep my eye on you for all the hussies that would be after you.
There would be hussies after me. Wouldn't there? My, well, that would be an advertisement then.
I know it, you wretch. But you wouldn't escape me. Oh, don't they look delicious? Aren't you glad I thought of them? Well, here's some salt. You want heaps of it. Oh, you have to forgive me for chattering on like this, Jack. I'm just feeling so happy.
I can see that, my dear.
I may take him to the play, you see. Here you are. Oh, I used to adore these as a child, didn't you? I wonder how long it's been since we've had them. We haven't had them since we're married, have we? Or have we? Have we?
I don't know. I'm sure. I don't know. Bella!
What is it? What is it now? What has happened?
I do not wish to upset you, Bella, but I have just noticed something very much amiss. And if you rectify it while I'm not looking, I'll pretend it has not happened.
A miss? Well, what a miss? I don't know.
You know
For
perfectly
God's sake, don't turn your back on me. What has happened?
You know perfectly well what has happened. And if you will replace it, I will say no more.
I don't know. You've left your tea. Tell me what it is. Tell me.
Are you trying to make a fool of me, Bella? What I refer to is on the wall behind you. And if you replace it, I will say no more about it.
The wall behind me? What? Oh. The picture has been taken down. It's the picture. Who has taken it down? Why has it been taken down?
Yes, why indeed? Only you can answer that, Bella. Why was it taken down before? Will you please take it from wherever you've hidden it and put it back on the wall again?
Oh, but I haven't hidden it, Jack. I don't know where it is. I didn't do it. Oh, for God's sake, look at me. I didn't do it. Well, someone else must have done it.
Someone else? Are you suggesting that I should play such a fantastic and wicked trick?
No, but someone else. Before God, I didn't do it. Someone else, dear, someone else.
Someone else, eh? Someone else? Will you leave go of me? You repel me, you half-witted thing. Someone else, eh? Well, we shall see.
Oh, Jack, don't ring the bell. Don't ring it. Oh, don't call the servants to witness my shame. It's not my shame for having done it, but don't call them down. Oh, let's talk of this amongst ourselves. Don't have them call servants in, please don't. Don't have that girl in, please.
Will you leave go of me and sit down there? Someone else, eh? Well, we shall see. You had better pull yourself together, hadn't you? Ah, Elizabeth. Now tell me, Elizabeth, do you notice anything amiss in this room? Take a good look around the walls and tell me if you notice anything amiss. Well, Elizabeth, what do you notice?
Nothing, sir. Oh, the picture's been taken down, sir.
Yes, the picture's been taken down. You noticed it at once. And was that picture there this morning when you dusted this room?
Yes, sir, it was, sir. I don't understand, sir.
Neither do I, Elizabeth. Neither do I. And one more question before you go. Was it you that removed the picture from the wall?
No, of course I ain't, sir.
And have you at any time removed that picture from its proper place?
No, sir, never. Why should I, sir?
Yes, indeed. Why should you? And now, will you kiss that Bible lying on the bureau there as a token of your truthfulness? Very well. You may go. And send Nancy in here at once.
Yes, sir.
Oh, Jack, spare me the girl. I'll say anything. I'll say that I did, Jack. I did it. Don't have that girl. I don't.
Will you have the goodness to contain yourself? Come in.
Yes, sir. Did you want me?
Yes, I do want you, Nancy. If you will take a look at the wall on your right, you will see that the picture has gone.
Oh, my word, so it has. What a rundown.
I did not ask for any comment from you, Nancy. Now, will you please be a little less insolent and ask the question that I asked you? Now, did you take that picture down from the wall there?
No, sir. Of course I didn't. Why should I want to take it down for, sir?
And now will you kiss that Bible lying on the bureau there as a solemn oath that you did not?
Willingly, sir.
Very well. You may go.
You know, if
That is enough, Nancy. You may go. There. I think that we can now have consent and conclusive agreement.
Give it to me. Let me kiss it too. There. There. Do you see? Do you see that I kiss it? There.
Dear God, be careful what you do. Do you wish to commit sacrilege above all else?
It is no sacrilege, Jack. Someone else has committed sacrilege. Now see, I swear before God Almighty that I never touched that picture. There.
Then by God, you are mad. And you don't know what you do. You unhappy wretch. You're stark gibbering mad. Just like your wretched mother before.
Jack, you promised me you would never say that again.
The time has come to face facts, Bella. If this progresses, you will not be much longer under my protection.
Jack, I'm going to make a last plea to you. I'm going to make a final plea. I'm desperate, Jack. Can't you see that I'm desperate? If you can't, you must have a heart of stone.
Yes, whatever you say.
Jack, I may be going mad like my poor mother, but if I am mad, you've got to treat me gently. Jack, before God, I never lied to you knowingly. If I have taken down that picture, I have not known it. I have not known it. If I took it down on those other occasions, then I did not know it then either. Jack, if I steal your things, your keys, your pencils, your handkerchiefs, and you find them later in the bottom of my box, because indeed you do, then I do not know that I have done it. Jack, if I commit these fantastic, meaningless mischiefs, so meaningless, if I do these things, then I am certainly going off my head, and you must treat me kindly and gently so that I may get well. You must bear bear with me, Jack, not storm and rage. God knows I'm trying, Jack, I'm trying. For God's sake, can't you see that I'm trying and be kind to me?
Bella, my dear, have you any idea what that picture is now?
Well, yes, I suppose it is behind the bureau.
And will you please go see?
Yes. Yes, here it is.
Then you did the work, Miss Bella. You did the work.
No, Jack, I only supposed it was. Well, I only supposed it was because it had been found there before. Well, it had been found there twice before. I didn't know, Jack, I didn't.
There's no sense in you walking around the room with a picture in your hand, Bella. Go and put it back in its proper place.
Look, we were having our tea with muffins.
As I said a moment before, we have got to face facts, Bella, and that's what we've got to do. I don't wish to discuss it right now, for my emotions are running too high. As a matter of fact, I'm going out immediately, and I suggest that you go up to your room and lie down for a while in the dark.
Oh, don't send me to my room, for God's sake, don't send me to my room.
There's no question of sending you to your room, Bella.
I feel faint. I feel faint.
Oh, no, Bella. Oh, lie back. Lie back. Lie back. Now take it easy. Calm down. Now, where are your salts? So let me get that for you. Here they are. And now I'm going to leave you in peace.
Oh, Jack, must you go? Must you always leave me alone after these dreadful scenes?
Now, no argument. I was going to leave after tea anyway. I'm just leaving a little early, that's all. Now, is there anything I can get for you?
No, Jack, dear, nothing. You go.
Very well. Oh, and I'm going to be passing by the grocer's on my way out, and I should like to pay that bill of his. I gave it to you, didn't I?
Yes, it's on the bureau.
Oh, no, don't get up. Don't get up. I'll get it. I'll get it. Let's see. I should like to have the thing off my chest. I don't see it here. Perhaps it's in one of these drawers.
No, it's on top. I put it there this afternoon.
Don't see it here. There's nothing in here but writing paper.
Jack, I'm quite sure it is there. Will you look carefully?
Oh, no, just calm down. I'll find it. I'll find it. It's of no importance. Perhaps it's in one of these drawers.
No, it's not in the drawer. I put it on here on top. I put it here this afternoon. But you're not going to say this is gone too, are you?
My
Is
here.
it?
Calm yourself.
Oh, now
Calm
you're
yourself.
going to say I've hidden this too. Oh, where is it? Where is it?
Dear God, what new trick is this you're playing upon?
Oh, it's a plot. It's a filthy plot. Oh, you're all against me. It's a plot.
Will you control yourself? Will you control yourself? If you say another word, madam, I'm going to knock you down and lock you in practice for a week. I've been too lenient with you, and I need to change my tactics.
Oh, God, help me. God, help me.
May God help you indeed. Now, I'm going to leave here until 10 o'clock tonight, and when I return, you will have found that bill, and you will admit to me that you have lied and purposely concealed it, or you will face the consequences. You are going to see a doctor, madam. You are going to see more than one doctor, and they will decide what this means. Now, do you understand?
Oh, God, if I am mad, be patient with me. Be patient with me.
I have been patient with you and controlled myself long enough. Now it is time for you to control yourself, or face the consequences. Think upon that, Bella.
Jack!
Emphatically, no, I am not, madam. You play fair by me, and I play fair by you. If we are going to be enemies, you and I, you will find that it is I who shall get the best of it.
Yes, Elizabeth, what is it? I want to be left alone.
And there's somebody called?
Who is it? Tell him to go away.
It's a gentleman, madam. He wants to see you.
I don't want to be disturbed. Tell him to go. He wants to see my husband. My husband is out.
No, madam. He wants to see you. You must see him, madam.
Elizabeth, leave me alone. I want to be left alone. Tell him to go away.
Madam, I don't know what's going on between you and the master, but you've got to hold up, madam. You've got to hold up.
I'm going out of my mind, Elizabeth. That's what's going on.
Oh, don't talk like that. You've got to be brave. You can't go on sitting here in the dark like this or your mind will go. Oh, he's waiting downstairs for you. Listen, it'll happen. You get out of yourself.
What new torment is this? I am not in a fit state, I tell you.
Let me turn the light up in here. There.
Oh,
It'll be all right.
He's done. I can't have anyone in. I'm not fit to be seen.
Here, calm now. You look all right. Listen, I'll go call him up. Would you like to come up now, sir?
Thank you. Good evening, Mrs. Manningham, I believe. How are you, Mrs. Manningham?
How do you do? I'm very much afraid.
You're very much afraid that you don't know me from Adam. That's about the root of the matter, isn't it?
Oh, No, it's not that. No doubt you've come to see my husband.
Oh, no, you couldn't be further out. On the contrary, I chose this precise moment to call when I knew your husband was out. May I take off my things and sit down?
Yes, I suppose you may.
You're looking very pale. Have you been crying?
Really, I'm afraid I don't understand at all.
Oh, you will shortly. So, you're the lady who's going off her head, aren't you?
What made you say that? Who are you? What have you come to talk about?
You're running away with things and asking me more than I can answer at once. Instead of that, I'll ask you a question or two. Will you give me your hands, please? I want you to take a good look at me and see if you're not looking at someone to whom you can give your trust. I'm a perfect stranger, and you can tell little from my face besides that. But I can tell a great deal from yours.
What? What can you tell me?
I see the tokens of one who's traveled a very long way on this path of sorrow and doubt, and will, I'm afraid, have to travel a bit further before she comes to the end, though I fancy she is coming to the end for all of that. Now, will you trust me and listen to me? I'm old enough to be your grandfather.
Yes. Who are you?
Just a plain police detective.
Police detective?
Yes, or at least I was many years ago. But I'm still detective enough to see that you've been interrupted in your tea. Won't you start again and let me have a cup?
Yes, I will give you a cup. It only wants water. Won't you sit down? I'm afraid it won't be very hot.
Oh, thank you. So, how long have you been married?
7 years and a little.
Where have you lived during all that time?
Well, first we went abroad, then we lived in Yorkshire. Then 6 months ago, my husband took this house.
And does your husband leave you alone like this in the evenings?
Yes, he goes to his club, I believe, and does business.
And does your husband give you free run of the house while he's out?
Yes. Well, no, not the top floor. Why do you ask?
Before I go any further, I have to tell you that there's a leakage in your household. You have a maid called Nancy,
Yes. Yes.
and Nancy walks out in the evening with a young man named Booker in my employ. I only live a few streets from you, you know.
Oh, yes?
Well, there's hardly anything that goes on in this household that is not described in detail to Booker, and from that quarter it reaches me.
I knew it. I knew she talked. Now I know it. She shall be dismissed.
No! No such retribution shall overtake her at this time. In fact, I fancy you should be rather heavily in debt to your maid Nancy. Were it not for her indiscretions, I should not be here now, should I? We were talking about the top floor. Above this floor is the bedroom, and above that, the top floor. Is that not right?
Yes.
And have you ever been to the top floor?
No, never. Well, it's shut up. No one goes up there. My husband has forbidden it.
Not even a servant to dust?
No.
Rather funny.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
Well, I need to ask you a personal question. When did you first get the notion in your head that your reason was playing you tricks?
How did you know?
Never mind how I know. How did it begin?
Oh, I've always had that dread. My mother died insane. She's quite young, and she's my age. But only in the last 6 months in this house, things began to happen.
And does the top floor have anything to do with this?
Yes, it has. That's how this dreadful horror began.
Oh, do tell me about the top floor.
I don't know what to say. It all sounds so incredible. It's when I'm alone at night, I get the idea that someone's walking about up there. Up there. So at night when my husband is out, I hear noises from the bedroom, but I'm too afraid to go up.
Now, have you told your husband about this?
No, I'm afraid to. He gets angry. He says I imagine things that don't exist.
So it never struck you that it might be your own husband walking about up there?
Well, yes, that is what I thought. But I thought I must be mad. It's true then. I knew it. I knew it. When he leaves this house, he comes back. He comes back and he walks about up there, up and down, up and down. He comes back like a ghost. How does he get up there?
That's what we're going to find out. There are such commonplace resources as roofs and fire escapes, you know. Your husband is no ghost, believe me, and you're very far from that. Tell me, when did you first begin to think it was him?
Well, it was the light. The gas light. It went down and it went up. Thank God I can tell this to someone at last. I must tell you. I can tell everything by the light of the gas. You see that mantle there? Now it is burning full. But if an extra light were put on the kitchen or when we're lit in the bedroom, then this light would slowly sink. It was the same all over the house.
Yes, it's just a question of insufficient gas pressure. It's the same at my house. Do go on.
Every night after he goes out, I find myself waiting for something. Then all at once I look around the room and I see that the lights are slowly going down. Well, at first I tried not to notice, but after a time it began to get on my nerves. I would go all over the house to see if an extra light had been put on, but none ever had. It's always about the same time, about 10 minutes after he goes out. That's what made me think that he had come back and that it was he who was walking about up there. Oh, I sit here for hours, terrified, waiting for him to come back. And I always know when he's coming again. Suddenly the lights go up again, and 10 minutes later I hear his keys locked downstairs and he's back again.
You know, you should have been a policeman.
Are you laughing at me? You think I imagine everything too?
No, I'm just merely praising the keenness of your observation. I think you've made a quite remarkable discovery. Tell me, that's not the only cause that has given you reason to doubt your sanity. Has anything else been happening? Don't be afraid to tell me.
Yeah, there are other things. It seems my mind and my memory are playing me tricks.
Tricks? What sort of tricks?
He gives me things to look after, and when he asks for them, they are gone and can never be found. And I will hunt the place for him, and he will find them lying hidden in the bottom of my box. Only today, before you came, that picture had been taken down and hidden. Who could have done it but myself? I try to remember. I break my heart trying to remember, but I can't. And then there was that terrible business about the dog.
The dog?
Yes, we have a little dog, and a few weeks ago it was found with its paw hurt, and he believes, oh God, how can I tell you what he believes, that I had hurt the dog. And he does not let me near it now. I'm not allowed to see it. I begin to doubt, don't you see? I begin to believe that I imagine everything. Perhaps I do. Are you here now? Is this a dream too? I'm afraid they're going to lock me up.
You know, it has just occurred to me that you'd be all the better for a little medicine.
Medicine? Well, you're not a doctor, are you?
No, I'm not a doctor. It doesn't mean a little medicine would do you any harm.
Oh, but I have medicine. He makes me take it, and I hate it. It does me no good. How can medicine help a mind that's ill?
Mine's an exceptional medicine. I have some with me. You must try it.
Well, what medicine is it?
You shall sample it and see. You see, it's been employed by humanity for several ages for the instantaneous removal of dark fear and doubt. That seems to fit you, doesn't it?
Removal of doubt? Well, how can a medicine affect that?
That we don't know, but the fact remains that it does. Have you anything handy as 2 glasses?
Yes, I will get them. Whiskey! Oh, but I must not take whiskey. I can't do that.
You underestimate your powers. You see, I can't have you thinking that you can't trust your reason, and this will give you faith in your reason like nothing else. Now, water. Oh, there we are. There. Oh, how nice to see you smile. Tell me, have you ever heard of the cabinets? friend.
Cabman's friend?
Ah, here's to your very good health. Go on. Yeah, was that so nasty?
No, I rather like it. My mother used to give it to us as children when we had the fever. What were you saying? Who was the cabman's friend?
It would be best to ask who was the cabman's friend, for she was an elderly lady who died many years ago.
An old lady many years ago. What has she to do with me?
A great deal, I fancy, if you'll follow with me patiently. Her name was Barlow. Alice Barlow was an old lady of great wealth and decided eccentricities. Her principal mania was the protection of cabmen. Now, you may think that an extraordinary hobby, but in her odd way, she did a lot of good. It was not my privilege to know her, but it was my duty to see her on just one occasion. And that was when her throat was cut and she was lying dead on the floor.
Oh, how horrible! What do you mean she was murdered?
Yes, she was murdered. The murderer was never discovered, but the motive was obvious enough. The Barlow jewels had been inherited by her, and it was well known that she kept them in her bedroom on the upper floor. She lived alone, and for that she paid the penalty of her life. The man seemed to have got in at about 10 in the evening and stayed till dawn. And apart presumably from the jewels, only a few trinkets were taken. But the whole house had been ransacked. The police decided it must have been a revengeful maniac as well as a robber. I had other theories then, but I was a nobody and not in charge of the case.
Well, what were your theories?
Well, it seemed to me that she might have been eccentric, but she was by no means a fool. We presume he killed her to silence her, but what then? What if she got those jewels hidden in some inconceivably cunning place? And the only person who could tell where they were was lying dead on the floor. Do you conceive it possible that this man might not have given up hope of one day getting at the treasure that lay there, and waited all these years and done many things, traveled abroad, got married even, until at last he could resume the search he'd begun on that terrible night? You know the old theory that the criminal always returns to the scene of the crime? Well, in this case, there's something more than morbid compulsion. There's a treasure there to be unearthed if only he could search again. Search without fear of suspicion. How would he do that? What's the matter, Mrs. Manning?
The lights are going down. Well, he has come back. He is upstairs now. Well, you must go. He will know you are here. You must go.
Stop! You've got to keep your head. Don't you see my meaning yet? Don't you understand that this was the house?
House? What house?
The old woman's house. 25 years ago, Alice Barlow lay dead on this floor at this house. 25 years ago, the man who killed her ransacked this house. What if he's still searching? You see why you must keep your head?
Oh, my husband! My husband is up there!
Precisely that. Your husband. I'm afraid you're married to a quite dangerous gentleman. Now, here. Drink this, as we have quite a lot to do.
This house? What makes you think this was the house?
Because I was on the case and came here myself, that's all.
He is mad. Mad. How can you imagine? My husband is what you imagine he may be.
Well, when the police came here 20 years ago, there was a lot of routine work to do. Interviewing of friends and relatives and so forth. Most of that was left to me. Well, amongst all the acquaintances, relatives, nephews, nieces, etc., there was a young man named Sidney Power. You've not heard that name at all, have you?
Sidney Power. No.
He was kind of a distant cousin, apparently much attached to the old lady, and even assisting her in her good works. The only thing is, I remember that face. Well, I saw that face again about 5 weeks ago. The surprising thing was the lady on his arm and the locality in which they were walking.
Who was the lady on his arm?
You were the lady on his arm, and you were walking down this street.
What are you saying? Do you mean you think my husband is this Mr. Power?
Not exactly, but here is the right.
What are you saying? You're talking riddles.
Oh, I'm not talking riddles. I'm just trying to preserve a precise and calculating tone because you are up against the most critical moment of your life. And your whole future depends upon what you do in the next hour, nothing less. You're not going mad. You're slowly, methodically being driven mad. And why? Because you're married to a criminal maniac who's beginning to be afraid you know too much. His name is no more Manningham than mine is. He's Sidney Power, and he murdered Alice Barlow in this house. He waited all these years and done many things until he found it safe to acquire this house in a legal way. And then he acquired the empty house next door. And every night for the past 3 weeks, he's gone into the back of that house, gone up to the roof, and crossed in through the skylight into this house. I know that because I've seen him do it. And you've watched the Gaslights and know the same thing. And now that he owns this house, his plan is to get rid of you and by slowly driving you mad and sending you to a lunatic asylum. Thank God you're not married to him.
Not married? Not married, he married me.
No doubt he did, but I happen to know he made the same sort of union with another lady many years before he met you. Moreover, the lady's still alive, and English law has a highly exacting taste in monogamy.
My God, are you speaking the truth? Where is his wife now?
If my guesses are right, she lives on the continent of Australia, where I know for a fact he spent 5 years. Did you know that?
No, I did not know that.
Ah, if I could only find it, then everything would be easier. And that is my problem. I need evidence. And that is why I came to see you. You've got to give me evidence or help me find it.
This is my husband. My husband, don't you understand? Did you ask me to betray the man who married me?
You mean the man who betrayed you into thinking you're married to him, don't you?
Oh, you must go. I must think this through. I must cling to the man I married, mustn't I?
Cling to him if you must, but not think you're the only piece of ivy. Cling to him if you desire, just as his fancy women cling to him in the low places of this town. That is the sort of wall you have to cling to.
What are you suggesting?
I'm not suggesting anything. I'm only telling you what I've seen. This man upstairs comes to life at night in more ways than one, and I've made it my business to follow him. And I can promise you, he has taste in unemployed actresses, which he's at no means to conceal.
Is this the truth? Are you telling me the truth?
Will you look me in the eyes and see if you think I'm telling you the truth?
Yes, I've known it. How strange it is that I've known it all along.
It's hard to from you, but you're no more tied to this gentleman. You're under no more obligation than all those wretched women in those places. You must learn to be thankful for that.
What do you want? What do you want me to do?
I need his papers, his identity. There's some clue somewhere in this house, and we've got to get at it. Where does he keep his papers?
His papers, but I don't have no papers. Unless his bureau.
Yes, his bureau.
Yes, he keeps these drawers always locked.
Oh, we'll have a look inside.
Well, how can you if they are locked?
Oh, it doesn't look too formidable.
But you must not touch that.
Come now, madam, you're working with me, not against me, aren't you?
You must not tamper with that. You know what you have done.
Not if we're clever, and this doesn't even ask for cleverness. You see, just...
Stop. The lights are going up. Oh, he's coming back. He's coming back now. You must go. You must go. He's coming back.
Dear Lord in heaven, it looks as if the unexpected is entered in.
He's always so unexpected. I never know what he'll do.
Would you go ring for Elizabeth? You can fetch her if you like. Oh, you know, he's not going to come through the window unless, or be around to the front in less than 5 minutes unless he's a magician. Now, you seen anything I've missed?
Oh, yes, the whiskey here.
I told you you'd be a good policeman. Don't forget the glasses.
Oh, please, go!
Ah, Elizabeth, come here, please. Elizabeth, you and I have got to do some quite calm but rather quick thinking. Are you anxious to help your mistress?
Well, yes, sir, I told you I was, sir. What's it all about?
Are you anxious to help your mistress blindly without asking questions?
Yes, sir, but you see,
Come now, Elizabeth. Are you or aren't you?
Yes, sir.
Good. Now, the mistress and I have reason to suppose that in about 5 minutes' time, the master will be returning to this house. I do not think it advisable for me to leave at this time, as I might be seen doing so by the master. Will you be so good as to take me down to your kitchen and hide me there for a short space of time? You can put me in the oven if you like.
Yes, sir, I could take you down to the kitchen, but you see, Nancy's down there, sir.
Nancy, what the devil is this? I thought this was Nancy's afternoon off. Didn't we arrange that I would come when she was out?
Yes, sir, but for some reason she stayed on. I think she's got a young man. Anyway, I couldn't make her go.
Oh, all right. So she was here when I arrived and she knows I'm here. Is that it?
Well, no, see, she went down to the scullery when I went downstairs to answer the door, and I told her that there was a man who found a wrong.
All right.
That's
better. That's better. But that means you can't entertain me in the kitchen. Now, quickly, Elizabeth, think. Where else can you hide me?
Well, you could go to the bedroom, sir. Mine and Nancy's idea.
Oh, that sounds enchanting. Lead the way.
Oh, well, if Nancy goes up there before she goes out, sir.
You think of everything, and you're a good soul. Where does this lead you? What's the matter with this?
Oh, that's where he keeps his clothes, sir. Yes, you could go on in there. He'd never find you in there. So there's a big bureau or place where, wardrobe, sir. Thank you so much.
Excuse
It's right
me.
in the back. So never mind.
Elizabeth, I'm sure you ought to go.
Don't worry, it'll be all right. It'll be all right.
Oh, admirable accommodations. There he is. Now we've got to be quick. Matt, you go up to your bed, and Elizabeth, you go to your room because you don't have enough time to get downstairs. Now, you turn off the light.
To bed. Am I to go to bed?
Yes, don't you understand? He's coming. Go there. Stay there. Your headache is bad. You've got a bad headache. Will you go, for goodness sake?